In today's Fab Mom on 2, we're talking about distracted parenting.
I'm getting out of babies and into package delivery.
Our new phones!
Cool. Very cool.
Monday, it'll all be
The new animated movie Storks, out later this month, is about friendship and family, but it also calls parents out about distracted parenting and too much tech. And here to explain that in this week's Fab Mom on 2, parenting lifestyle expert Jill Simonian.
That's right. This was a sweet family movie, Pat, but there was a big call out as I was watching it because the side story in the movie is that these two parents are so distracted with their phones and their computers and they're working and they have no time for their kid. And I sat there watching the movie and I thought, uh-oh, we need to talk about this.
Oh, I totally agree with you. Now, Jill, you did talk to some of the movie stars about
Yeah.
it, so let's see what they had to say about it.
Sure.
When you're with your friends who have kids and you see the friends on the phone and, you know, distracted, I'm guilty of being on the phone a lot, you know, she hates it. Do you judge?
Judge their parenting skills? No, never.
No, I think
You can never judge another parent until you're a parent yourself.
That's a good question. I don't think you should ever force your kid to be outside of the world they're born into. I mean, so some of the tech stuff should be available to them, and they should know how to do this and do that, you know. I think the message is always still the same, though. Love your kids, love them, and be straight with them, and don't necessarily be their best friend, be their parent.
Oh, that's all great advice. That little one with you, that's Jill's daughter. How old is
That's
she?
my daughter. She's 5. She did a great job. Hi,
Yes,
honey.
You know, I said that Jill has her working, so mommy should, you know, she needs a wage.
You're going to
just
get me
kidding.
in trouble.
Okay.
I know, but you're right. You're totally right.
She did a great job. But you know, Jill, there was an article last week that called Media Digital Heroin for Kids.
Yes, and that's exactly why I wanted to talk about it. I mean, watching the movie, this article that exploded last week, it was in the New York Post, and it did scientifically back the fact that we, adults and kids, are getting physically addicted to our devices. And there was a UCLA neuroscientist that they quoted in the piece that said brain images of someone when they are engaged in a digital, you know, on a digital device are the same images as when a brain is affected by cocaine, and that to me is so scary.
Did they go on to give limits or time
Yeah, they
limitations?
did. Well, that's the thing. I mean, some interesting things, and I want to read my notes here to make sure they got everything. In 2015, Common Sense Media found that 8 to 12-year-olds spent about 6 hours a day on some kind of device. Teenagers, of course, can spend up to 9 hours a day, and we all know
Sounds like
it's a lot. But think about it: television, tablets, phones, anything that involves a screen. And then we all know, of course, that the American Academy of Pediatrics says that, you know, pretty much no tech should be used for kids under 2, and then only 2 hours, a 2-hour limit for older kids. So, I mean, we are going way above and beyond, kids and adults, on this.
That's true. Wonder if that talks about even doing homework on tablets and computers.
Exactly, and school. That's a whole other thing. We've got all the links to all the articles and different facts that you can read on our website too, but yeah.
Okay. Well, it's almost impossible, as we've been talking, to live and work without screens. Now, you have 2 solutions to that.
I have 2 quick solutions, and here's the thing. I mean, just like, you know, we saw Kelsey Grammer say it on screen, the key is to be the parent. You have to co-view, co-play, talk, and set all of these strict boundaries. Neuroscientists and pediatricians, the ones that I talked to specifically about this, said that if you sit down with your kids and you ask questions while they're engaged with a digital device, tablet, TV, anything, it's going to lessen the negative effects on the brain, because that person-to-person communication
Is right there.
is what you need. Yes, because it
That's a
interrupts
good
that
one.
digital addiction, so to
Yes.
speak.
Oh, that's great.
And then, and then we got to set the boundaries as parents by no tech after 6 p.m. You're not going to take your phone in your room with you and text. You know, you're not going to turn the TV on the second you wake up. And Common Sense Media, this was another motivator, because I love this challenge that Common Sense Media is doing right now. It's called Device-Free Dinner, and it is a family-friendly agreement. Do you keep your devices in your house at dinner time or no?
I mean, my husband is a stickler for that. If we have family dinner, no iPhones. That includes all of us.
Yes, because it's the interaction that you need to happen. So you can go to Common Sense Media, and we've got the link on our site. You can sign up for device-free dinner, because it's going to keep you accountable for keeping those devices away from the dinner table, because we have to set limits as the parents.
I agree
and we
with
got to
that.
model it, right?
I agree,
and
Jill.
It's so hard.
I know, but we got to keep up the good
I'm
fight.
on my phone all the time.
I know. Well, you're doing your work too.
Yeah.
So, Jill, thanks so much for being here, as always. And Jill will have more on distracted parenting on our website, cbsla.com, and she'll be back here on the Morning News this Friday. Jeff, who also needs to follow some of this advice with his little one, back to you.